Hey guys, so a lot has happened in the last week. I basically started studying craft theory, and there were some responsibilities. That's why I could not continue my streams. So we'll start over again today. We'll start again. I hope we can finally complete all the 4 problems today. That's what I'm looking forward to. Okay, so my mic is. I think this is better now. So what I was saying was we'll start again today, and let's hope that we are able to solve all the problems. Because 1400 is giving me a tough time right now. Okay, so we need to solve 1208 problem first. That's going to be 158 plus 1. And 1400 problem is supposed to be so 759 1759 start. Yes sir. So we close all these tabs, and let's try to so either there's a single key behind a door or there are no keys behind that door. Mhm. So we have 3 doors. Door 1, 2, 3. And each door has a lock on it, which can be only opened with a key with the same number on it. It has the number on the door, so we have a key that can unlock a door if it has the same number. So 2 of them are hidden behind the doors, so that there is no more than 1 key behind each door. So 2 doors have 1 key behind them. One door doesn't have a key behind it. Yeah. Doesn't have a key behind it, right? Open a key behind the door, you should first unlock the door. The remaining keys in your hands can you open all the doors. The number on the key in your hands, and then we have 3 doors A, B, and C. The number on the key behind each of the door. If there's no key behind the door, number 0 to 0. So we open a certain door. So the door that we open has nothing behind it. So it's going to be and if the key opens a certain door and that door has nothing behind it, then it's impossible as well. So is there any other possibility? I don't think so there's any other possibility. So we need to open all doors. And that's the only two possibilities. We can just if e x zero or e or okay. For int I one of x equals 0 or g of x and it's equal to way too long on this one. So as soon as Lashakova crossed the border of France, so as soon as DP crossed the border of France, the President Macron kidnapped her and placed her in prison under his large castle. So she crossed the border, and then the villain kidnapped her and placed her in a large castle. Fortunately, the country Ladybug, upon hearing the news about Dasha, immediately ran to save her in Macron's castle. Okay, however, to get there, she needs to create a woman's password. The password consists of two bit strings A, B, which each of which has a length n. In one operation, Ladybug can choose any index from 2 till n and perform one of the following actions. Swap AI and bi minus 1. Okay. And swap bi with ai minus 1. Password considered correct if she can ensure that the first string consists only of 0, therefore validate understand whether or not she will be able to save the unfortunate Dasha. So basically, we have 2 bit strings, and is that we have 2 bit strings 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. What we can do is either swap AI with bi minus 1, so either we can swap AI with BI minus 1, so it can get exchanged this way, or BI with AI minus 1. So can get exchanged either this way, so BI and AI minus 1. So BI is right here and AI minus 1 right here. And similarly, what you're trying to see is something like this. And is either of these two zeros? Yes, we could. What we can also do is do something like this. We can swap this. Okay. I don't think it makes a difference, honestly. It's a simulation problem. So I think it's a very straightforward problem. We can save this. We can not save this. So it's a yes. Okay. So if we miss the second test case, we can swap this with this. We move. So we swap this with this. Okay, so we swap this with this. And then swap this with this. This creates a space here, right? So this is very interesting. So this is a very interesting notion. So what we are going to do is we're going to try to throw back as many ones as you can, right? So it's going to be one gets thrown back is good. Then we come here, see that okay, there's a one here, it's a one here. We can just really do this. We can just okay. So if there's a one here and there's a 0 at the previous index, we can basically throw it backwards. That's the only I think that's the only intuition that's needed. It's explained, and it's pretty nicely explained here. Otherwise, I would have to do a bunch of working myself. Right. So these elements right here are going to be treated in a different manner. They will only be able to check this. This will only be able to get checked against this. So we will do them separately. Let's start from 1 and go to land on this one, I guess. And then we can try it. And at the end, we can also attempt this right here. So if so, let me say the string a. Actually, so for if a of 0 is equal to 0, or a of b of 1 is equal to other way around actually. So if a of 0 is 1 and b of 1 is also 1, then we can, so this is also 1 and this is also 1, then we can do anything. Let's just actually do it this way actually. We say if a of 0 is equal to 1 and then we check if b of 1 then b of 1, because it gets swapped, right? And else we return 0 because it's not possible. And then we start from 4 int I is equal to 1, I is less than n minus 1. We're going to say the first case is that if a of I is equal to that's the first case. Now if a of I is equal to 0, if that is true, we can see we can swap if a of I plus 1 is equal to 1 and a of I minus 1, sorry, it's going to be b, sorry, b of I plus 1 is equal to 1 and b of I minus 1. Then this is this. Swap b of I plus 1 and b of I minus 1. And I think that's the only condition. We also said a of I is equal to a 1, right? If it is true, then check that and we say b of this one. First try with this one. No. We try with the previous one because our goal should be to have as many zeros as possible in and have as many ones behind and as many zeros in the front, right? So we'll try bi minus 1 first. With bi minus 1 equal to 0. Then we say b of I minus 1 becomes 1. And say b of I plus 1 equal to 0. Then b of I plus 1 else return. Okay. And now don't even need this. So if this all becomes true, we can also retry this. Just do this and we say n minus 1 will be 1 and b of n minus 2 0, then we will do let's say this is 1, then we say return 0. We will do it the other way now. So you can say return 1, 0. Oh no. GG. Let's go. I think it's a very complicated algorithm. It definitely has a better solution. I hope. Oh no. Oh no. So here's the thing. When we are trying to throw our ones to the back and we move forward, that element is never going to get accessed ever again, right? So if we throw 1 here and we move forward, so we'll now check this and this. So we never let me try. Let's just see. So in this case, it's 1. And we say we have we say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the answer is right. This is supposed to be this is 5. You can also try with 1 here, this one here, then we also can try with 3 and 1 will be multiplied with 1, 2, 3. We are in plus. The answers are yes. Or is it? So we take a 0 from here, and 1 goes here. Then we come over here. Yeah, it's no, it's no. What are we missing now? We are starting with a B. We're checking for the first element, first character in the string. So that is a 1. We're checking if the second character is 0. That is 0. We swap it, and that second character becomes 1. If that character is a 1, that is not possible. We return 0. Then we start from 1, and we start from the second element, and we end at the second last element. And we are checking if I is 0. So if that is true, what if this is 1? A of I is 1. So let's see the 3 cables. This is taking longer than I expected. This is not going to get me. So we have A of I is 0, right? In that case, we have either that both of these are 1, or that this is a 0, listen, or this is 1, and this is 0. So this case remains true with the condition. They've swapped this condition, and in this condition, which is what we want, these two are all right, I guess. If the AI is 1, and let's say that this is also 1 and this is 0, so we have to use this 0, right? This will go here. Once this will go here, this will go down here. And this is always going to be 1 because we can never make this 0. So we can do much here. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. So that's why. So B of I plus 1 is 0. Then B of I plus 1 becomes 1. And if neither of them are 0, then it's impossible to complete this, right? So if A of n minus 1 is 1, and if n of B of n minus 2 is 0, so we can swap these as revealed. So I cannot find a certain test case which we are failing. We are passing all these. We are failing test case 2. Right. So what can be an edge case? We are 30 minutes in. We are supposed to be able to solve this by now. Because 1400 takes a lot of time. Is there any case that we are supposed to strategically plant the zero at a certain point? Okay, I get it. So we are supposed to, I guess, strategically plant a zero at a certain point, right? Based on, okay, all right. So this was something that we missed first. Let's say, what am I doing? So we have this one. Well, let's call this zero. And what is beneath this? It's whatever. That's right. It can be a zero, it can be a one, whatever. And then we also have what is here, which can be any number, right? So let's call this one zero right here. And then we have another one here, I guess. This will depend on this and what is beneath. Let's say this, right? So if we have something here and we have something here, so it will use this, save itself. And let's say that we come here and both of these options have run out, right? So in this case, this should be here, and one will now have an option to save itself using this. So when we are under a certain number, right? Let's say we are under a number, this right here. And we have a 1 here, and we have 0 here, and we have something else, right? Some another arbitrary number here. And then our swap operation here is going to directly affect or directly help someone which is living here, right? Because they're going to depend on this value. And if we push 1 backwards and keep the 0 at the front, that 1 is never getting used, or is it? Actually, no. So that 1 never gets used, so there is no problem here. And 0 stays here so that we have something to access from. And we always, if we have the opportunity, we will always keep a 0 ahead of us, right? How do we do that? So we have we can swap these. So okay. Is my logic for the last one correct? A of n minus 1 is equal to 1. So last element right here, and then we have n minus 2. is 0. So if that is the case, it should be working, which it is right here, right? So that should work, right? It's not. So I believe the idea is that we can choose any index when we cannot. We don't need to iterate from left to right. That is a big breakthrough that I did not think of initially. So let's see where we can go with that. I'll take a 5-minute break and we'll return, I guess. Alright, I'm back. So, how much time do we have left? Shit. So, we're supposed to understand that we have something like this, right? We have something like this, and then we have, sorry, this is one, this is also one. We have something like this. Right. Now, the thing to understand is that this seems impossible, but this is actually possible because if we choose this first and we swap this around, right, then we can do this. So, what we need to do is start from here, go through here, and through here, and through here, right? So, you count the number of ones and number of zeros, I guess. And in a similar fashion, we count the number of zeros and ones here. Because the thing is, we can just move around these numbers very easily. Alright? So we're just going to count at the odd position and then at the even position. So this all gets deleted. And then we try for let's int odd a 0 0 fine. And then we say in then we count the odd occurrences here, right? So and then vectors and odd and even. So we can say for and I equal to for string as So for each string, we're going to count for in I equal to 0, I equal to plus. Let's say, I and 1. If I and 1, so if this is odd, then we say odd of x plus equal to is the string at x comma I is equal to 0, right? If it is, we add 1, otherwise we add 0. Similarly, else even of x is equal to string of x comma I is equal to 0, add 1, else we add 0, and then we check if odd, so odd of odd of 0 plus even of 1 is bigger than equal to n by 2 and even of, so odd of 1 plus even of 0 is bigger than equal to n by 2, then we return 1, else we return 0. Okay, so if odd of 0 plus even of 1 is bigger than equal to 1 and odd of 1 plus even of 0. So in this case, we're going to start from here, right? So why is it not working? Let's see. Right, so in the second test case, we are seeing 2 and 1, 3, right? Okay. Now, in the second test case, we can start from here and we can say it's a 0, it's a 1, 2, so we have this, right? And then we have this, and then we have this, and then we have this, right? So we have one spot, we have two spots, we have three spots, and similarly we have 1, 2, and 3, right? So you can say that int odd spots is equal to, oh shit, so this was supposed to be the other way around, I guess. So let's see this test case right here. So the number of spots that are, let's see first the number of odds places here, number of odd count. So even count is, I'm sorry, is odd first, right? So what? So we count from here and we say we have 1, we have a 2. When we have start here, we have 1 and we have a 2. Okay. So we have 2 here, 2 here. So we start with this. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3. Then we have 0 here, right? Okay. So we need to find the number of spots. So the number of spots here are 1, 2, 3, right? And number of spots for event are 1 and 2, right? So it's going to be a sieve and it's going to be a floor. So we're gonna say sieve of n. What's wrong now? The number of odds here are odds first, right? Odds are this, right? 2, and then number of evens here are 0, right? So it's not possible. Makes sense. Why is it not working? So divided by 2, and the sequence would be 3, so 1, 2, 3 spots. So odd plus even is not something up to 3 spots. So odd 0. And then we have this right here, this abomination right here, and we say that, okay, what? So why is it failing here? We have 3, and how many spots do we have in the odd places? Now we have 2 here, but the odd places are here in this right. We don't have anything here, but we have a single one here. So 3 divided by 2, and we seal it, so it's supposed to be 2, and 0 plus 1 is less than C11 by 2. Why is it not working? And then the other way around, we are saying even of 0. So it's a single spot, and we have 2 places, so it works. This works. Why? What? Why is it not working? You can just screw this. Say in then say in and say all I one for say or you say if a if a of I is equal to 0, then we say all zeros. Similarly, we start from int I is equal to 0, and we say if b of I is equal to 0, then we say all zeros. Then we start from for int I equal to 0, I is less than n, I is plus equal to 2, so we say so if we come across this scenario, say even count, let's increase, and then say if a of I equal to 0, plus, then we go to for int I is equal to 1, I is less than n, I plus equal to 2. This time around, we say if b of I is equal to 0, then we say even zeros get, and then at the end if all zeros are equal to even or no, and even zeros greater than equal to even count.
बातें से बात